All right, guys, so right here, I am just going to be taking my pineapple and splitting it in half. As you guys can see, I kind of struggled a little bit on this to get it open, but in my experience, especially in culinary school, it is way easier to handle fruit with a bread knife. But my bread knife was not sharp enough. So I struggled a little bit. But yes, right here, we're just going to be breaking apart this pineapple. And once I actually get this open, you guys will see how beautiful and juicy this pineapple is. It looks so beautiful. So after this, I'm just going to scrape this out and I'm going to cut up my onions and we will be back, guys. All right, guys, so I'm going to be starting off with some olive oil in my pan. And well, you need to just use like a tablespoon, but I'm going to be using more than a tablespoon because my pan is not nonstick and I know how it works. I know that it's like frustrating sometimes when it's not greased properly. So that is why I used as much as I did. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be sauteing these onions, and these are just white onions. I'm going to be sauteing them for about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm really going to let them cook for a second because I just want them to get soft and make sure that they are completely translucent. So yes, we will be right back after. All right, so I have been sauteing these onions for about 5 to 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic. I have about 2 tablespoons of garlic, and I use garlic in the jar, especially when I don't have fresh garlic on hand. But if you do have fresh garlic, about 3 to 4 cloves would be good enough. But yes, I'm just going to saute these and get the fragrance in. And I'm also going to be adding ginger. And you can add in fresh ginger as well if you have it on hand. But this is what I have. So I am going to just marry these flavors together for a second and just kind of let them simmer and fragrance the house, I guess. I don't know. But yes, I'm just gonna let these sit for about a good 5 to 7 minutes as well, guys. So on the side, I just want to make a side note that I am making white rice off camera. I think that's pretty basic, pretty simple. So you guys don't really need a tutorial on white rice. Yeah, I'm making that off camera and going to be adding cilantro and lime to that. All right, guys. So next, after this, I'm going to actually start putting in my pineapples. These pineapples are from earlier when I hollowed out the pineapple. I just made sure that I put these in smaller chunks. I cut them up into smaller chunks. And I'm just going to let this simmer and saute with the rest of the ingredients in this pan and just make sure that they all marry and, you know, give beautiful smells. So we will be back. Okay, guys, it is time for the vegetarian part. We are going to be adding in our meatless chicken, and I'm getting this meatless chicken from Quorn, Quorn. One of my favorite, I would say, one of my favorite meatless meats to use. I love this product. I love this brand because it tofu is kind of weird for me, so I don't really like tofu. Tofu has like a spongy taste, but this kind of mimics chicken, but doesn't give the chewy taste. But if you marinate it and you put the seasonings that you put on your regular chicken on this, it will, I promise you guys, it will taste the same. So this is one of my favorite brands to use. And yeah, so I'm just going to be adding this in, making sure that I stir it, making sure that it cooks through, and yeah, just getting the flavors added onto that meat is so important because this stuff ultimately comes flavorless. So it's up to you to make sure that you kind of give it life and make sure that it comes out tasting great. So on that note, on tasting great, we are actually going to start putting in our seasonings. And for these seasonings, I used about a tablespoon, if not 2 tablespoons of each of my seasonings. And I also added in just a little bit of already made teriyaki sauce just because I wanted it to be beautiful and taste even better. So yes, we're gonna start off with some garlic powder. And as you guys can see, my camera would not show you, but it is garlic powder. And I'm going to be putting about a tablespoon of that in. I'm gonna go ahead and put some black pepper in next. And I love pepper. Pepper gives spice and it's just a beautiful seasoning. I love pepper. We're also going to put some brown sugar in there. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys about a tablespoon and a half of brown sugar. The brown sugar is going to help caramelize your sauce that is ultimately going to be on the chicken. So brown sugar is important. I'm going to also go ahead and add in some soy sauce. And as you see, I put in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I'm going to top that off with about 2 tablespoons of honey. And as you guys will see in this clip, I am making sure that I get all that honey in there because honey is such a great taste and it's going to help blend and marry those flavors as well. So yes, I did make sure I got all of the honey into the pan. But I'm just going to stir this up and make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of my pan because like I told you guys earlier, my pan is not nonstick. So I'm just going to vigorously stir as much as possible through this point because I want to make sure nothing sticks. And you see me add in the teriyaki sauce that I spoke about earlier. It's just a great flavor. It just kind of helped combine everything. But yeah, this is ultimately it, you guys. I just let this simmer for about another 3 to 5 minutes just to make sure that all the flavors were good and that the meat was heated through completely. But other than that, this is the finished product. It was pretty simple to make. And it was really it's really delicious. It's flavorful. So yeah. Okay, guys, last step. We are just going to assemble these beautiful bowls. I'm going to be stuffing half of this with the jasmine cilantro lime rice, and I'm going to stuff the other half with that beautiful teriyaki chicken that we just made. And after that, I'm just going to top this with some fresh cilantro, and that is it, guys. Look how beautiful it is.